Hello again, guys. Rhonda and I are glad to spend just a few minutes with you today. Thanks for joining us. Listen, have you ever watched a hamster on one of those wheels? We used to have one, and that little guy would run like crazy. The wheel would spin faster and faster, squeaking at every turn. But no matter how hard he tried or how fast he ran, that little hamster never made any forward progress. Does your life ever feel like that? You know what I mean. You're trying to get to a particular destination, but the harder you work, the farther behind you seem to get. In times like this, I find myself attituding, getting more and more irritated and more discontent.
There's a verse that we find ourselves coming back to over and over again. It's found in 1 Timothy 6:6. It says, "But godliness actually is a means of great gain when accompanied by contentment." In this passage, Paul is writing to Timothy, one of the men that Paul mentored, and he's encouraging Timothy and developing him as the leader of the church in Ephesus. In the previous passage, Paul was specifically talking about people who saw their relationship with God and their Christian leadership as a means of profiting personally. These were people who wanted to use their position to earn money and gain power and influence.
And Paul tells Timothy that our godliness really is a means to great gain, but not in the way those people were thinking. In the passage, godliness means to have a deep reverence and a sacred awe for God. Paul lets Timothy know that this spiritual posture and attitude towards God brings incredible benefits. But these are not necessarily monetary, and they may not lead to personal power or fame.
In fact, our reverence towards God is a means of gain when it is accompanied by contentment. To be content means to feel fully satisfied because you have all that you need. When we find our fulfillment and gratification in our relationship with God, rather than in acquiring material things or particular titles, we will begin to experience peace and joy like we never have before. It's an attitude of the heart that is satisfied because God is more than enough for us.
Now, this doesn't mean that you don't want some things. There's absolutely nothing wrong with wanting a spouse or a car or a home, and the list can go on and on. But what it does mean is that we don't need those things in order to experience satisfaction. We are content, confident that all our needs are sufficiently supplied through our relationship with God and what He provides. And when the Lord brings us the desires of our heart, we can rejoice and be glad. But acquiring things is not the driving force in our life.
Today, we would like to challenge you. We want to challenge you to pause and consider all of the many blessings that God has bestowed on you. Take time to make an inventory of all that you have and praise God for His abundant provision in your life. We have found and we believe that we cannot be grateful and complaining at the same time. So take time to bring your needs to the Lord and thank Him ahead of time for the way He's going to meet every single one of them out of His abundant riches and glory.
Well, friends, we pray that you'll discover the incredible benefits of godliness accompanied by contentment. So thanks for joining us and have a great and blessed day. Bye-bye.